Here, that might help.
Oh, that would help.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another presentation of Cascade Christian Challengers Football on Table Rock Sports. Our executive producer is Joe Brett. I'm Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore. Our cameraman tonight, Jared Thomas. We're getting ready to bring you tonight's game from not a secret, undisclosed location, but whereas originally we were going to be in Yreka, about 3 hours ago we found out we were moving to Mount Shasta. But as you can see on your screen, the air quality much better. I've forgotten what blue sky looked like, but we get a nice view of it tonight.
Well, check out Mount Shasta right up there too. Maybe we can get a shot of that.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, that is impressive. We're right below that on this field, and I'll tell you, it looks really, really good right up there. As you can see Mount Shasta there in the background with the sun setting on it. So a nice location for a football game tonight for the Challengers.
Well, the important thing is tonight, we're going to get a football game in. Not a half a football game like we did against Lapine. Not a cancellation like we had against Mazama last week. But the guys are healthy. They're back in the house. Everybody's cleared and ready to go from that point of view. And then the air quality here, you couldn't ask for a whole lot better. And Mark, I'm just glad they didn't move it to tomorrow night because they're talking about rain. And rain and electronic equipment don't get along very well.
No, and us being on the roof somewhere trying to cover up in all of our electronics and do this at the same time is always challenging, no matter where we go.
Yeah, I don't imagine a canopy would fit up here really well. But we're grateful that the folks down at Yreka High School have worked out all the details and were able to coordinate with Mount Shasta. So you'll see down on the track, maybe at a given point, you'll see Mount Shasta Bears. But we're really playing the Yreka Miners. Now, it's been, by my estimation, at least a good 4 years since the Challengers last played Yreka, and it was a road date down at their place. And it was a game that I remember the Challengers started slow in that game. Yreka was playing keep-away football, trying to ground and pound and keep the ball out of the Challengers' hands. But, you know, things have changed over the years, not the least of which, Mark, we saw a little preview of this against Yreka, but the Challengers have a little chance to play some power football out of that spread formation.
Yeah, well, you know, we know the Challengers like to do a lot of different things. They've got a really sharp running back this year, and they're going to give the ball to Tristan Wallace like they did the last 2 quarters. I want to say last game, but it wasn't a whole game. Tristan with a big run in that game in the first half that, really was the only score of the football game that we didn't finish over there at Lapine. So the Challengers know how to run the football, but, you know, they'll do it from the spread like they always do, but they'll give Tristan, I think, plenty of opportunities to carry it.
Well, and a little sneak preview of things to come for those that didn't have an opportunity to tune in to that opening week ball game that ended up being what wasn't. That Wallace broke off a 70-yard run for a touchdown, and nice combination of some speed and a lot of power, unlike we've seen from that position in some number of years.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of speed back there at running back, not quite as much power as we saw Tristan, show us in that first couple of quarters. So, and I think more than anything, the Challengers are looking forward to playing a whole game of football. They haven't played a whole game all year. They had that preseason tune-up scrimmage that they kind of do every year over at North Valley. They played 2 quarters in Lapine, and so this is really their first opportunity to play a full game tonight.
Well, when we talk about power football game, you need to have some beef on the line to help make that happen. And Cascade Christian has plenty of that this year. Along the line, you've got Jackson Turi along with Matt Moses, Daniel Nearing. Also have in that lineup Liam Benatti. And then we've also got guys out of the tight end spot, like such as Austin Waits.
Mm-hmm.
So Bryson Cannon also a big part of that offensive line. So it's going to be fun to watch, and again, something a little bit different than maybe what we've been accustomed to in years past, although there will be no shortage of talent in the passing game with rangy Keith Reed at quarterback. He's shown off. He's got a good, strong arm, and then he's got some kids that he can throw to that can go out and get it, like Cole Shields, a newcomer to the team, along with Tyler Almacy, and then we mentioned the big target that he has with Austin Waits. Yeah,
and just for Challenger fans might be watching along the way, there's a few jersey numbers out there that are probably going to be different tonight. We'll try and pick those up as we go along the way because Challengers with their white jerseys came down and Yreka had their white jerseys on. So Challengers having to flip over to their dark jerseys, and not everybody had them, is what we gathered from talking to some of the players. So anyway, so you may not see some guys in familiar numbers. Well, we'll try to pick that up as we go along.
What we'll do right now is we'll go ahead and take a break. We thank them for it. Sure comes in handy on a night like this where the folks maybe not nearly as after this timeout on Table Rock Sports.
Seen a new way to achieve the highest level of savings. Peak Rewards. The Peak Rewards app is your roadmap to savings wherever your journey takes you. Simply by using our mobile app, you can shop for a mountain of savings in any of our convenience stores and fuel up for less. Just download the Peak Rewards app, register, find participating stations and stores near you, and start saving. With Peak Rewards, you can travel further for less. So what are you waiting for? Download Peak Rewards today and find a location near you.
Gather and memories are made. Cap Rock Northwest Grill.
Your daily adventure at My Circle K. Whether it's some Monday motivation to kickstart your day, adding some crunch to your lunch, or fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
At US Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less.
Right now, everyone gets $700 off any phone, new customer or not, with no trade-in or hidden fees.
We're always hard at work to make sure our state-of-the-art 5G network works for you. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
It doesn't matter how old you are. Buying supplies for a road trip should always look like an unsupervised 9-year-old was given $20. Relive those days. Live life full circle. My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
Welcome back to Mount Shasta High School. And no, that is no need to adjust your set. You heard correctly. We are playing Yreka this evening, but the Challengers are facing the Miners. At a few miles down the road, down at Mount Shasta High School, the home of the Bears, and that's where they're going to play tonight. Take advantage of definitely better air quality. It was kind of a frightening look, Mark, as we were going through Yreka and saw how bad the air was.
Yeah, and it's really nice. And like I said, the backdrop here with the mountains behind the field and the clear skies, I'm sure everybody's getting ready to enjoy a football game without having to deal with the smoke.
So the captains for each squad out on the field, taking care of the coin toss. Again, the Challengers, ordinarily they would be in their road whites, but they're in their black uniforms tonight as they came down. As Mark explained earlier, Yreka is in white with red numerals this evening. So the Miners will be moving from right to left from where we stand this evening. Challengers moving left to right.
And the Challengers won the toss, but they deferred. They're going to go on defense first, it looks like, and Yreka is going to receive the football.
If I announce my own name, don't be mad.
And so the Challengers, which they like to do, they tend to like to go on defense first. So looks like they got their wish in this football game, and they'll kick off to start it. Yreka will receive. And like I said, I'm sure the Challengers are just ready to play a game.
Yes, they are.
After being off last week and having smoked the week before and not really finishing that one.
Well, it's crazy to go to the OSAA website and you see all these teams that have played games, and you're starting to take measure of, like, say, a St. Mary's or some of the other league opponents, kind of how their year is beginning to shape up. And here we are with nothing but blanks on our schedule.
Yeah.
But big one here tonight to get things going.
Well, and I'm curious.
But a big one next week against Marist.
Yeah, I'm real curious to see how this plays out because you and I have talked about it before. Usually, I consider that Lapine trip enough of a game for us to see some significant improvement, especially on the offensive side of the football from what they learned from that game. So, the offense was a little bit rough in that first game against Lapine. So I'm curious to see if we're going to see that standard week 1 to week 2 improvement that we typically see.
Right. Yeah, something that you definitely
look
for there.
Now, very own Linnea Dolph to lead
we have
in the singing.
We're going to have the national anthem. So we'll take a break right here, and we'll be back and get ready for the start of the game here on Table Rock Sports.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first-name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do, and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Welcome back to Joe Blevins Memorial Stadium in Mount Shasta, where the Challengers and the Yreka Miners get set to do battle. Getting ready to kick off for the Challengers will be the junior kicker, JT Knobloch, and back deep to receive for the Miners will be number 1, Landon Hughes, and number 10, Wes Iverson. They give us no heights and weights, but both are freshman players, and I think we're expecting to see a number of young guys in the lineup for Yreka. Number 2 is Cooper Frickett, and then we saw on the kickoff return team Landon Hughes. He split out wide to the left. So we have 2 receivers to the left of the offensive line. And here we go with the first play from scrimmage. Frabago rolls out to his left, looks downfield, overthrows his target.
That's actually number 2, isn't it,
10
Planko?
for Matt McEwen.
Do we have?
I'm a little confused. Never mind. I think you got it.
All right. But the pass falls incomplete,
is the main
and it'll be a second down and 10. So, yeah, we got a lot of players shuffling in and out. And this was a team that we tried to gather some intel on them before this game, and it was a little hard to come by.
Frickett is playing quarterback, it looks like, number 2.
Okay. So I stand correct on it. So it's Frickett. Yep, he'll hand the ball off. And taking it as number 10, Wes Iverson. Iverson
Anthony Rhodes
approaches the 20-yard line, but it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, it looks like no gain on the play. Challenger defense there.
And that was one of the things that the Challengers looked good at in week 1. And it always seemed like you talked about it, Mark, how typically the defense comes along quicker than the offense does.
Yeah, absolutely. Peyton Maurer with a nice tackle on that play coming up from his safety spot. I see him playing one of those safety spots tonight.
3rd down and 10.
Rolling.
And Frickett getting some pressure.
He's going to throw it.
He goes down the left side. And the pass over and throws his intended target. We have a flag in the backfield in a spot where we might have possibly roughing the passer.
Well, and I think there's also an interference penalty down the field as well. Personal foul, roughing the passer. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty against the Challengers and a 1st down.
So the first penalty of the game against Cascade Christian. That will give the Miners a fresh set of downs to work with. So whereas the Challengers, out of their 3 plays, 2 of them were pretty solid. A mishap with the penalties on the last play with the personal foul, and now the ball spotted at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Miners.
Miners coming out in a similar offensive set to what we see the Challengers with multiple receivers. From the shotgun, very similar offensive formation to what Cascade Christian runs.
Setzer.
Rolling out to his left.
Number 1 at the sideline.
Pass is complete. Making the catch. Picking up 1st down yardage.
Matt McEwen.
And that'll be
number 10 and 80.
Landon Hughes.
Tyler Almsey.
This guy's naming completely.
Brody Sample.
We got all their
Challengers obviously missed the coverage there and left Hughes wide open on the sideline.
1st and 10. And a whistle stopping the play. Okay, that would make a difference. So,
yeah, I think we got the wrong roster. There we go.
All right, now this will work out a little bit better. So, yeah, we got a program from Yreka, and then we're looking. I was like, wait a minute,
something's not right here.
Something's not right here. So let's reset it for you. Logan Setzer is the quarterback, wearing number 2, and then number 3, wide receiver, is Ethan Crowley. Anthony Rhodes, I've seen him. Matt McEwen's number 1. Okay, this is a little bit better. I thought, this is a really young roster.
And that's what happens when we look at the JV roster instead of the varsity. But we'll get that. We got that corrected now.
1st and 5, and now they'll go ahead and hand the ball and making his way out to the right side and picking up 1st down yardage and more is Rance Zediker. They list him as he'll do double duty as a quarterback and a running back.
Well, he's a big guy, I can tell you that, and he did a nice job on the little fly sweep there. And gives Yreka their 3rd 1st down, and they've got 1 rushing, 1 passing, and 1 by penalty so far.
Ball now down to the 34-yard line, opening drive of the ball game. We've got a little bit of a breeze blowing through here as the sun makes its way down. Here a train off in the distance. Split out wide to the left as Matt McEwen have a single setback and a little pitch play. It rolls to the turf. Falling on it is a number 27, and we don't have him on the varsity roster.
And they actually called it an incomplete pass, Jim, it looks like.
Okay. So they'll call that an incomplete pass. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. And in the backfield, number 27 we haven't been able to identify yet. He's in the backfield along with Setzer. He'll drop back, look, and passes right over the middle. Pass complete to Ethan Crowley, senior receiver. And
looks like he got about 5 yards on the play.
That'll
little
move the
slant
ball
route.
Move it down to the 29.
So far, the Challengers' defensive backs have looked a little confused. There's been some open receivers for Yreka, and doing a good job of finding them down the field so far, moving the football.
Challengers coming out in their 3-4 defensive formation. We have two receivers, actually trips to the left.
Sets are throwing again.
Pass, though.
Zachary, almost.
Pass intended for Zediker. Through his hands. Incomplete. And that'll bring up a fourth down and 6.
They're in that part of the field. I would imagine they're going to go for it here.
You would sure think so. Now, we know that one thing we do know about Yreka so far this year, points have been hard to come by for them, but they sure haven't shown any ill effects early on in this ball game.
Oh, done a good job here of moving the ball on their first drive, and let's see if the Challenger defense can stiffen here and get the ball for the offense.
Trips to the left. Setzer getting some pressure, and the pass. And Zediker cannot hang on. So the Challengers dodge a bullet on the first Miners possession, and they will take over now for their first offensive series of the ball game.
And I think Tristan Wallace might have just tipped that ball. It went right, looked like over his head and kind of through his hands. He might have got a hand on that just enough to knock it away from the receiver, or at least deflect the path of the ball a little bit. And so Yreka turns the ball over on downs.
1st and 10 for the Challengers at their own 29. Keith Reed, the quarterback, with Tristan Wallace behind him. Has twin receivers out to his right. Short drop for Reed. He'll roll to his right. He has a man that's complete to Almacy. He shakes tackler, would-be tackler, and gets it down into Challenger territory, first down.
Anthony Rhodes.
Yeah, nice opening play for the Challengers to Almosi out there.
Tyler Almacy, he had 6 catches last year, kind of splitting time between the varsity and JV, but kind of really grew in his role, and now he's kind of one of the marquee players for Cascade Christian now.
A really good throw that time by Keith on the rollout, right on the numbers.
First down, they're going to go to Tristan Wallace. He's going to pound it up the middle. He has running room, but we have a flag on the play down at the 37, about a spot where you expect to maybe see a hold on the Challengers.
Yeah, probably. And it is going to be a hold.
They'll be holding on Cascade.
Challenger offensive line for you, Bryson Cannon, also along with Jackson Terry, Matt Moses. Also have Daniel Nearing in there.
Well, and Challengers did pick up about 5 yards on that play and then get the 10-yard penalty, which leaves them now at 1st and 15.
Back at the 47-yard line of the Miners. They'll go ahead and hand it off to Wallace. Wallace has running room. He just pounds his way through and picks up a Challenger first down.
Yeah, nice run that time by Wallace. Right up the middle, good blocking, and he picks up about 15, 16 yards and a first down.
All right, in on the stop for Yreka. Thank you very much. Anthony Rhodes. Challengers now down to the 30-yard line. And we see Brandon Randall check into the Yreka lineup. Challengers with 2 receivers to the left. And going in motion is Cole Shields, wearing number 2. Reed rolling left, looking left, looks downfield.
Quite there.
And couldn't quite get it.
Austin Waits out there?
That's Austin Waits.
Yeah, not quite able to pick it up. Just overthrown by Keith Reed. He picked out Austin. Austin was open, just overthrew him.
So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Probably would have been a touchdown.
Yep, had plenty of room in front of him, no question about that. 8:56 to go in the first quarter of play. Scoreless ball game. The Miners with it once, and now the Challengers on their first possession of the ball game. Going in motion is Shields to the left side, so they'll put trip receivers to the left. Reed pumps, throws it out in the flat, and
big hit by number 4.
It's taken down to about the 25-yard line.
Gage Murray.
And the Challengers have a 3rd and manageable. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. The trips to the right are Tyler Almacy out the inside slot. Reed clapping his hands together. Looks right. Pass complete to Shields. Shields, nice blocking, and he's able to get it inside the 10-yard line. Challengers knocking on the door after the pass completion to Cole Shields.
Yeah, nice job that time. Challengers set up the little bubble screen, and good blocking out in front, as well as, who was the other guy out there? I didn't see the slot receiver, but nice blocking by the receivers. Waits out there. Good blocking by them, setting up that pick 17-yard gain and a 1st down.
Shields, 6 foot, 205-pound junior. Transferred in last year, but not enough time to play football for Cascade. 1st and goal down at the 7. Going in motion is Almacy to the left side. Reed looking left, looking for a man, looking toward the back of the end zone, and just overthrows Austin Waits
again, just over the top.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and goal.
I think he thinks Austin's a little faster than he is, apparently.
Well, you know, and then you just kind of get that dialed in, and, you know, some of that flow has been interrupted with just some of the circumstances that we've had for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Little trouble connecting on those plays in game situations when they haven't been playing games.
It does make a difference. You know, that's one of those things, we get to the end of the season, they're going to have that down pat. Reed got a man in motion.
Reed with a handoff. No, he keeps it.
And he's going to keep it.
Touchdown.
Goes up the middle. Touchdown, Cascade Christian.
Touchdown, Cascade Christian.
7-yard touchdown for Keith Reed. Good read that time by Keith as he fakes the fly sweep and then keeps the ball up the middle and for the touchdown.
Well, Challengers on the board first. And Reed, not necessarily the guy you would think a running quarterback in the same mold as the Shawn brothers or Sam Martin, but he has shown that he can go out there and take care of business when he needs to. JT Knobloch ready to attempt the point after. The kick is up. Right down Broadway. It's good. And the Challengers
The kick is good.
take the early 7-0 lead.
I think the kicker's JT Knobloch Scott.
And that will take it to break. Challengers with a 7-0 lead on the John L. Scott scoreboard back in 1 minute.
7-0.
Workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
At Joe Blevins Memorial Stadium in Mount Shasta, the Challengers and the Miners, yes, this game got moved to Mount Shasta. The air quality not looking good in Yreka, so they moved it another half hour down the road, and we're grateful for that to get some football in.
JT Knobloch Scott.
JT kicks it off. Kick taken by Anthony Rhodes. Rhodes, nice return, but Tyler Almacy nails him at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, good coverage by the kick team that time, but also a decent return out to the 25.
So the Miners, who had some success moving the football on their first drive before things kind of petered out as they worked their way toward the red zone, they have another shot at it. One of the things you'd mentioned, Mark, and one of the things we'll look for is to see how that Challenger secondary adjusts and tries to cut down on some of the confusion.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of open receivers in that first drive for Yreka. They did a good job of connecting and finding the open receivers, and Challengers need to tidy that up here a little in the second drive, see if they can cover a little better.
Miners with a fake handoff.
Setzer rolling out to his left. Pass is caught. And catching the pass is Lucas Day. Lucas, a tight end.
He's out of bounds.
He also play offensive line. He's a sophomore. And
ball's at the 38.
They move the sticks for a Miner first down. Coming out of the ball game is Tristan Zedeker. Coming in is Rance Zedeker and Matt McEwen.
And nice completion that time by Setzer as he throws that out ball to sort of the middle receiver. It's sort of a flood pattern over to the sideline with the middle receiver being wide open on that one.
Setzer with a handoff to Zedeker, but he's...
This time, Miners go to the ground game, and they get nothing out of it. Matter of fact, looks like they lost about a good 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Bryson Cannon.
And Bryson Cannon in there for the Challengers making a stop.
In on that stop.
And for you fans of Southern Oregon football, North Medford at the end of one has a 14-7 lead over Sherwood. Non-conference action tonight. 2nd and 14.
Setzer.
Keeps
it. No,
and he's going to go ahead, a little pitch play. Loses the handle on it, however.
Ball was loose.
Ball came out. Let's see what the call there. Looks like the Miners will keep possession on it. Looked there for a moment like Setzer was going to take off and run with it, and then he pitched it out and had a little trouble on the exchange.
Yeah, 3rd and about 15 now for the Miners. And so a nice job by the Challenger defense of putting them in 3rd and long here. So far, Challengers, especially against the run, the defense is looking very good. Not quite as good against the pass so far, with the Miners being able to find some open receivers in the passing game.
3rd and 16. Setzer getting pressure, and he's chased out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Austin waits there with the pressure. Also there for the Challengers, Tristan Wallace in there defensively. Now, one thing I see, we're talking about numbers would be a little tricky deal with the uniform switches, that we have a 28 out at a corner spot this evening, and not real sure who that might be. But we'll do our best.
We'll see what we can do to find that out.
Miners getting ready to kick it away. And it's taken by the Challengers. That's all Macy with it. He approaches midfield, and he goes along the left sideline, keeps moving along. He's across the 30 down to about the 23-yard line. A flag on the play, though.
Logan Setzer.
And a flag on special teams usually means trouble for the receiving team.
Yeah, usually a hold or a block in the back. Let's see what they've got.
They'll walk this off against the Challengers.
Block in the back. 10-yard penalty against the Challengers.
Kind of interesting this vantage point tonight. Even though he has no microphone, we can hear him, the official, pretty decently from here. I'll take a little bit of the mystery out of it. So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Miners.
For the Challengers.
For the Challengers, sorry.
In minor territory, though, you're
yeah,
close.
Minor territory. We got that part right.
Oh.
But wait.
There's an offsides penalty on the defense. Somebody's lined up in the neutral zone. And so the Challengers are going to get 5 yards back.
Oh, we see a couple of Challenger substitutions in the lineup. Lined up wide to the right is Reese Barney, a senior, getting his first taste of high school football. Talking with his dad, David, he played a lot when he was a kid. But his main focus the last several years has actually been hockey. First down, Reed looking long, looking for Barney, throws it deep, and he overthrows his target. And we have a flag downfield down at about the 5-yard line. So we'll have to see what this is all about.
Well, I think it's going to be pass interference. It looked like Barney got hit a little before the pass got there. And so I think that's going to be a 15-yard penalty against Yreka.
And this is how you can tell when we're doing a game in California, you know, they had all those rules in Oregon about no noisemakers. And I think I hear some kazoos down.
Pass interference.
And as you can see tonight with some of the brown spots, we're playing on natural grass tonight. Something that we don't often do these days in Southern Oregon. So they're a chain gang setting up shop.
First and 10 at about the 13-yard line for the Challengers.
So the Challengers right there start out right in the red zone on this series of downs. Trips to the right. Reed hands the ball to Wallace.
No,
actually he kept it.
Yep, I thought he handed it off too, but nice job by him of keeping it.
Well, that's the thing. You know, it looked like he had handed it off. They all closed in on Wallace, and, oh, wait a minute, Reed's got the ball. And nice pickup on first down, about 6 yards on the play. Second down and 4. Challengers leading 7-0. And the Challengers come out now with trips to the right, including Reese Barney, who's out wide. The hand is to Wallace. Wallace powers up the middle. Touchdown, Challengers.
Got a 7-yard touchdown for Wallace. Nice blocking by the offensive line, and he just follows him the whole wave of offensive linemen. It looked like that time right into the end zone.
Tristan Wallace, we're getting our first look at him this year. And again, another player who transferred into Cascade last year, but had done so not in enough time to play on the football team. In addition to being a fine football player, he's a baseball player too.
Yeah, good catcher. Can always use a catcher on any baseball team.
That's for sure. JT Knobloch Scott, point after attempt.
Good.
It is up, and it is good. Challengers now with a 2-touchdown lead in the ball game.
Knobloch Scott.
John L. Scott scoreboard, and we'll take a timeout and be back with more here on Table Rock Sports.
You're a coach, or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, God! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens, called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Challengers, 2 possessions, 2 scores. Knobloch with another deep kick. Looking good. I don't know what his mom's been feeding him, but he's got it going on tonight.
Yeah, a couple good kicks there. And again, the Miners down on their 20 to start their third drive of the football game. Challenger defense much better on that second drive, a little more aware of where the receivers are, a little better coverage down the field, not really giving Setzer anywhere to throw the football, especially on that third and long play, and he ended up having to scramble and run out of bounds. So defense doing much better here as the game's going along.
So the Miners with their third possession of the ball game, split out wide to the left is McEwen. A man in motion is Ethan Crowley.
Motion, hands off to number 27.
And they'll hand off to number 27.
Which
still not sure who that mystery 27
could be either Anthony McFall, who we have listed as 25, or Skylar Crane, who wears number 28. But the PA guy, it sounds like he is as lost on this as we are. So
It's
Skylar Crane.
There we go.
Okay, well, hey, we were kind of 50-50 on. We had, we
were close.
It's like a true or false test. You got a 50% chance of being right. Second down, 7 to go. And we have a fumble and a scramble just past the line of scrimmage.
And it looks like Yreka kept it.
So a broken play for the Miners results in a loss of about 2 yards on the play. So that Challenger run defense, they've got that figured out early on in the ball game.
Real good job against the run so far. 7 carries for just 15 yards for Yreka rushing the football.
Kazoo band earnestly cheering on their Miners.
See in at a corner spot. Brody Sample over at the right corner. And we also see Peyton Maurer in the secondary. Setzer throws it deep, a little high and wide to bring up 4th down.
A darn good thing that he didn't have a little more time, because I tell you what, he had a receiver down the middle open, but the Challenger defense with some good pressure, he really didn't get an opportunity to hold on to that football long enough to make that throw down the middle, deep behind the Challenger secondary. So the Challengers kind of catch a break with some good pressure by the defensive line, and now Yreka set to punt the football again.
Macy back deep.
Good air time.
Kicks it away. Macy loses the handle on it, but he manages to reach out and get it and fall on it at the 43-yard line. So a little bit of danger there for Cascade Christian and Macy.
He manages to get back on the football, though. You could see him scrambling around in panic mode, and he managed to get back on it. Challengers get the ball now at their own 43-yard line.
So once again, Challengers starting out with good field position.
Cascade Christian.
See Cole Shields out there. He's going to line up in the backfield this go-around.
First time we've seen him at the running back spot, I think.
Yes, mostly we've been seeing him in the slot, and then we have Barney out to the right. Moving over to the left side of the line is a tight end, Austin Waits. Have a pair of receivers off to his left. Reed will hand it off to Shields. Shields with some running room. He'll get it down to about the 48-yard line. Tackle made by Anthony Rhodes.
Yeah, nice gain there, about 6-7 yards on first down. You'll take that all day long. Good blocking by that offensive line again, and Cole Shields with a nice run.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got some hosses up there on that offensive line. When you're talking about Bryson Cannon being the skinny guy at 200,
yeah,
you got a big line.
Yeah, and they're keeping Austin Waits in at tight end, actually tight to the line. Sometimes they'll split him out.
Back to pass. Heavy rush by
Reed dodges danger. It looked like he was going to be dropped, but he manages to escape, and he picks up a Challenger first down.
And he gets about 7 yards out of it, too. And a nice job by him of, like you said, really escaping.
Was assisted on that tackle.
And getting a first down for Cascade Christian.
Aiden Miller out there with the pursuit, and looks like we've got a timeout on the field, 2:19 to go. John L. Scott scoreboard, 14-0 Challengers. We'll be back after this quick timeout.
Gather and memories are made. Tap Rock Northwest Grill.
I believe in the bus system. They have always been there for my wife, and I know that she feels safe.
For me, riding the bus is a norm.
Other big cities have bus systems, and everybody rides the bus.
Having RBTD just a bus stop away from my job, from my school, from my house, allowed me to be able to go to college, to get my 3 degrees and still be a mom.
Keith Reed with the pass complete to Shields. Shields
Brought down by 2, 10, 7.
looks like he might have been able to pick up about 3-4 yards on the play.
Yeah, a little pass out of the backfield, little bubble screen out of the backfield to Shields, and actually he did a good job just getting what he got, I thought, on that play. A good defensive pursuit by the Miners to keep that to just a short gain.
Wallace back in the Challenger backfield. Little bunch formation. And now everybody takes new places. Peyton Mowers, number 13, out split wide to the right. Reed. Pitch play out to Wallace.
Out to the left.
Wallace
But
looks like he may have just close to a first down, depending upon the spot of the football. But Cascade, a little trouble moving the football this evening.
Cascade Miller helping on that stop. Run by Tristan Wallace.
Notice how they moved those receivers on one side of the formation to the other and then ran that sweep play, toss play to the side the receivers were on. So seeing a few different formations than we saw week 1 for the Challengers.
Keith Reed with the football.
Brought down by stout Miner D.
Right, Reed tries to make something happen there, but the defense by Zediker and the Miners limit the damage by Keith Reed, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and short.
Yeah, I think he actually lost a yard. I think that was supposed to be a design quarterback draw, but Miners were not fooled. And one of the middle linebackers made a nice play on Keith and didn't let him pick up any yardage on that.
4th and short. So, looks like we've got a whistle stopping play. And the Challengers able to capitalize on a minor penalty.
Yeah, the Miners, Keith Reed with a nice hard count that time, claps those hands together. And remember, most of the times the Challengers go right after that last third hand clap. But every once in a while they'll pull that, that stop play, they call it, out of the bag, and they won't go on that third clap. And the defense gets so used to going on that third clap that a lot of times you'll get them to jump offside like they did there.
1st and 10 for the Challengers, now at the 31 of the Miners. 39 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. Reed dropping back, looking to throw off the fingertips of Shields.
Cole Shields.
Probably something Cole should have caught. Looked like it hit him in the hands, but not quite able to bring it in.
So now that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Stop the clock with 33 seconds left to go in the first. Challengers leading in the ball game by a score of 14-0. Second and 10. Wallace along with Reed in the backfield. Little fly sweep action. That's going to go to Brody Sample. He'll get out across the 20-yard line down to about the 17-yard line. And it's good to see Sample doing his thing once again after breaking his collarbone against St. Mary's in the spring of 21 season.
Yeah, nice job by Brody on the fly sweep, but I'll tell you what, did you see Tristan Wallace with the block out there in front of him? Oh my. Nice block on the edge by Tristan Wallace, just opened that hole wide open for Sample.
Twin receivers to either side of the offensive line. Over on the right side, it is Maurer along with Cole Shields, Austin Waits, and I believe that's Tyler Almacy off to the left. They're going to let time run down, and that will end the first quarter of play. After one, the Challengers lead 14-0 on your John L. Scott scoreboard. Stick around for more here on Table Rock Sports.
Your daily adventure at My Circle K. Whether it's some Monday motivation to kickstart your day, adding some crunch to your lunch, or fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
At US Cellular, we know the local landscape. so we can help everyone stay connected for less.
Right now, everyone gets $700 off any phone, new customer or not, with no trade-in or hidden fees.
We're always hard at work to make sure our state-of-the-art 5G network works for you. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
It doesn't matter how old you are. Buying supplies for a road trip should always look like an unsupervised 9-year-old was given $20. Relive those days. Live life full circle. My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
14-0, start of the second quarter. And I tell you what, the public address guy here tonight is worth the price of admission. Talking about how the bathrooms, the restrooms at Mount Shasta are shut down for the evening, and that you might have a little hike down to the park that might involve a few, shall we say, natural hazards.
Yeah, exactly. And it's he's talking about bears and mountain lions and panthers, and anyway, pretty entertaining. And they're at the break. So the Challengers with the football, though, in good position here as they lead the football game 14-0, and it looks like they're in position to go for more after a nice run by Brody Sample.
Challengers, Reed throwing to Waits, and he can't hold on.
The hands of number 88.
They've tried to connect tonight, and they just haven't found it yet.
Yeah, they haven't, but he's been open on several different occasions. And as a matter of fact, the only three incompletions of the game, well, 3 of the 4, excuse me, have been targeted to Austin, and they just haven't seemed to be on the same page so far.
Challengers now in a 2nd and 10 at the 16-yard line of the Miners. Looking left, and Shields can't hold on.
So suddenly the Challengers have a case of the dropsies and can't catch the football. So third and 10 now for the Cascade Christian Challengers down at the Minor, probably about the 15-yard line.
For almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass supports our schools and our communities. Thanks to our sponsors of Table Rock Sports, enabling us to bring you the action wherever you go. 3rd and 10, down at the 16. Challengers on the move. Let's see if they can get something going here, and it's going to be Reed with it. He's going to go ahead and go up the middle, keeps his feet, gets inside the 10-yard line, down to the 7.
Brought down by Gage Murray.
Gage Murray with a stop for...
And Keith's really close to that first down. Well, no, they gave him the first down. So nice job by Keith. He picks up about 10, 11 yards on the carry and puts the Challengers in 1st and goal.
Reed looking right.
Goal, throws to the flat.
Pass and walking it in.
Scores a touchdown.
It's a touchdown for Cascade Christian.
I can't see who that was.
I'm thinking either at that size, either Al Macy maybe or Sample. Looks like, or was it Shields? Tristan Wallace.
Tristan Wallace was the receiver out there.
Cascade Christian with 6. Here at the outset of the second quarter, JT Knobloch in to attempt the point after. The kick is up, end over end, and no good. So your score with 11:32 to go in the half, Challengers with the lead in this one, 20-0. We'll be back after this timeout.
Labor Day sales event at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up with a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. Get Labor Day sales event special pricing on every new vehicle in stock. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Challengers with a 20-0 lead, and they're getting set to kick it away. JT Knobloch.
Scott with a deep kick.
This is going to work its way down to about the 9-yard line. Good coverage by the Challengers. Saw a block in the back that somebody got away with, and they're going to take it out across the 35 down to the 36. Cole Shields with the stop for Cascade Christian.
Yeah, nice return really by Yreka, clear out to the 35-yard line.
So they get some good field position here. Thank you to our sponsors, including title sponsor, the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Superstore on Highway 62, and presenting sponsor, Siskiyou Cellular, with 7 Southern Oregon locations to serve you. Challengers defensively, hey, we got JT Knobloch in at a corner tonight.
Yeah, it looks like they're rotating guys on defense, especially at the corner positions, giving some guys some opportunities to play here.
So he's back there in the secondary along with 13 Peyton Maurer, and Tyler Almacy is also out there. On first down,
right up the middle.
These Miners go to the ground game, and they've really struggled. You got to do it enough to keep the defense honest, but any yardage that the Miners have gotten has been hard to come by.
Yeah, that Challenger interior line, defensive line and linebackers have been very tough.
Zach Northrup getting a good laugh up here. He wears 78 typically, but again with the uniform switch tonight, Challengers would ordinarily wear white on the road, but they're wearing black tonight, and that's Jackson Turi out there.
Yeah,
getting Zach Northrup a little love over the PA tonight.
Yeah,
Zach's not complaining.
Official timeout will bring in Daniel Nagby.
So the Challengers defensively, they got a 2nd down and 10, with the Miners trying to make something happen here. Quarterback is Setzer. He has a pair of men in the backfield. They're going to go ahead. It's Setzer, and he's being chased down, and he's going to try to get that away. And ball's tipped around, and it's caught.
Oh, my. It looked like it was going to be picked off, but it bounced off one of the Challengers and caught by one of the Miners, I think, for a loss.
Oh, my goodness.
That was quite a play right there.
So the ball bounces off. I looked for a minute there. The Challengers would end up with a pick, and then it bounces, and the Miners get it. All of that, I think that's where you say it's all sound and fury signifying nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And
3rd down and 18.
And somehow the Miners end up in 3rd down and 18. I don't even think they're sure how they got there.
No, they haven't. Split out wide to the right for the Miners. Wearing number 20 is Caleb Lost-a-Lot.
Big blitz.
And Challengers coming with all kinds of pressure. Setzer headed toward the sideline, chased out by Tristan Wallace. And defensively, the Challengers send everything.
Yeah, that was
but the sideline after him.
That was a full blitz that time. Setzer lucky to get away with just losing a yard on the play.
Liam Benatti coming out of the Challenger lineup. We've got a 4th down and 19. What would seem to be an obvious kicking situation for the Yreka Miners.
Zachary with a punt.
Zachary kicks it. Catch made by Almacy. He crosses midfield, shakes loose of one tackler, and then it ends up being Tristan Zedeker, the punter, who ends up making the tackle, but not before Almacy comes up with a nice return that gives the Challengers excellent field position as they lead in this ball game 20-0 with 9:21 left to go in the first half of play.
And you said it, really good field position here for the Challengers on the minor 38.
Brody Sample in the Challenger lineup. He split out wide left, trips to that side along with Austin Waits. And it looks like we've got Tyler Almacy on the inside slot. Shields, the lone back.
Timeout.
And it looks like maybe a little bit of confusion out there. So Coach Getman wants to talk things over with his crew. We'll keep it right here. We hope that you're enjoying our TableRockSports.net website, one of the top live streaming sources in the nation for high school sports. Our outstanding website was created and is managed by Paradox Media. A big TR Sports thank you to all our friends on the pond. Also, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission is joining the OSAA and putting out the call for officials for all high school sports. A great way to stay in the game and earn some extra money and ensure your student athletes get the chance to compete. Please contact your local officials association to learn how to get the stripes on and get in the game. 9:21, Challengers playing just their second ball game of the season, and the first one didn't even count. The Challengers, though, off to a reasonably good start. Able to move the football successfully. Haven't had to punt it away yet. And leading the ball game by a score of 20-0. And here's the possibility for more. Wide left is Brody Sample wearing number 10. And on first down, they go to the ground game.
Dragging down.
Pick up a couple yards on the play.
Number 12, Rand Zedeker was in on that.
Zedeker with the stop.
A number of white jerseys.
And I believe that is Cameron Regg with the carry.
And I think Cole Shields with the run. Oh, Cameron Regg, you think?
Yeah, number 8.
Yeah.
Now, this is one of those goofy deals tonight because...
That's right. You're right. It is Cameron.
He's wearing, a JV running back.
He's wearing Mason's jersey.
Mason, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's the confusion that's going on.
Right. Yep. Regg had 3 touchdowns in the JV game for the Challengers last night. We've seen a little bit of him defensively for the Challengers, and
we've got a false start, I think, against Cascade Christian.
So everybody getting into the act a little bit here for Cascade in the ball game. We've seen Wallace. He's been getting the lion's share of action in the backfield, but we've also had a look at Cole Shields. We know that Regg will be a little bit limited in terms of, I believe, he has 3 quarters coming to him. Looks like they waved off the flag. So after all that, we're back at a 2nd down and 8.
Yeah.
36-yard line, the Challengers. And we got Regg there as the single setback. And a pair of receivers out to the right.
Oh,
and
nice
a little trouble with the snap, and
Reed's
going to have to just
many minors.
let that one. We'll just have to live to fight another day.
Was back there in the backfield.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Challengers, that's a 10-yard loss and brings them in now 3rd and very long, 3rd and about 20.
Ball now spotted at the 48-yard line.
And Challengers have to go clear down to about the 28 for a first down. See if they got something. You could probably go for half of this and go for it on 4th down, I would think, if you can get about half of it on this play. And looks like Cascade's going to call timeout.
Timeout called on the field. 7:36 to go on the half. John L. Scott scoreboard. Challengers lead this ball game 20-0 We'll be back after this timeout on Table Rock Sports.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Well, we're away at the break. Keith Reed uncorking a long throw downfield. It falls incomplete. It'll bring up a 4th down and 19. And even at this spot on the field, I'm thinking that the Challengers might just kick this one away.
I would hope they would at that point. Austin Waits looks like he kind of fell on his back and maybe got the wind knocked out of him. He's back up on his feet. Talking to Kurt, the trainer, over there on the side, headed toward the sideline.
Wasn't down long. That's a good sign.
Yep.
JT Knobloch Scott getting ready to get it ready to punt it away for the Challengers. Didn't see him do much of this, but I remember him getting a couple of nice kicks off from out of punt formation in our championship game against Santiam Christian back in the spring. Low snap.
Oh, geez. He ripped that one.
And touches down at the 2-yard line and roll for the end zone, so the Yreka will take it at the 20.
Yeah, nice punt. Nice punt. Just maybe even outkicked himself, if you know what I mean, clear into the end zone. He would have liked to have bounced that or knocked it out of bounds inside the 10, but a beautiful punt. Got up and spiraled and turned over. A nice-looking kick by Knobloch Scott, and the Challengers will go on defense, the Miners with the football at the 20. And the Sprinklers
Oh, look
are
what we have here. Well, I imagine at this point some of these guys probably need a shower by now, but I think they're thinking maybe this would be a little better after the game.
Yep. So we're not supposed to get rain till tomorrow, but it appears as if we are getting some today.
Knew it was hot out.
So the Challengers sideline scrambling to get away from all the action, and I think they're going to kind of put the brakes on everything for a moment and deal with this little occupational hazard. After all, as of about 3 o'clock this afternoon, there wasn't supposed to be anything happening here tonight.
Yeah, and that's probably why they had the sprinklers on the schedule. And so hopefully there's somebody from Mount Shasta that can at least turn those off.
So, well, it's been that, I mean, we were talking about it on the way down here. It's been that kind of year.
Yes, it has.
But, if it's not COVID, it's smoke. And
if it's not smoke, it's sprinklers.
Yes. But nonetheless, Challengers, I mean, if this is the worst problem we have tonight, we'll live with it.
Yes, we will. Hopefully somebody from Mount Shasta is still around that would know what to do with this, because right now it's definitely holding up the show.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully it's just right along the sideline, but that would be kind of a pain after a while. What we will do while they'll sort this out is we'll take a timeout, and then when we return, we'll have more action coming your way on Table Rock Sports.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first-name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do, and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Well, having a little bit of what can you do if you can't have a little bit of fun? What would be the point? But yeah, they've got an official from Mount Shasta getting ready to go ahead and take that out of there, and a little advertisement from the Mount Shasta Chamber of Commerce on the lovely water that they have down here.
Yeah, we showed you the mountains earlier, and now you can see the water that comes from the mountains, I guess.
Gear bags, that all cost money.
Oh my goodness. Well, this gives us opportunity to say thanks to our sponsors. Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon at 950 Royal Avenue in Medford have a wide range of eye care services for the entire family. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to see how Brian Mitchell and his team can keep your family's vision clearly focused. And of course, it's great local businesses that keep the games coming for you, like Sherm's Thunderbird and Food for Less, Avista Utilities, and Travel Medford, and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission. Live streams don't happen without our title and support sponsors. And what we'll do right now is maybe go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back in 60 seconds.
Workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
You're a coach or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guy! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sundays, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens, called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
All right. Well, it looks like, the sprinklers have come off. I think Mark has had a little bit of a concern about maybe the next group of sprinklers coming on, unless they manage to successfully address it and we can get back on with the football game. Challengers lead in this one by a score of 20-0. 7:21 left to go in the first half of play. For as far as Challenger sports go, I want to remind you that tomorrow the Challenger girls soccer team will be in action at home against Lapine. Forecast calling for rain, and hopefully it's early enough to present some nice air quality for us. And we'll get a chance to see those Challenger girls in pursuit of their first victory of the season. Meanwhile, the Challenger girls volleyball team bouncing back with a win last night, a sweep of Brookings Harbor. They'll be playing over at North Medford in a tournament over there. 7:21 to go on the half. The Miners with the football. Setzer. He is taken down in the backfield. There is Jackson Turi.
Zachary Northrup.
And loss on the play. Is going to take the ball back to the 11-yard line. And it brings up a 2nd down and 18.
Yeah,
Setzer wants the license number of that truck.
Turi's been in the backfield all night. He's been doing a great job of getting by his guy and getting some good pressure on the quarterback. Every time Setzer drops back to throw, it seems like.
2nd and long for the Miners. Everything to the right side of the field. And we have an interception by the Challengers, Tristan Wallace.
Yep, Tristan Wallace with the interception. Nice job by him of stepping right in front of the receiver and getting the pick.
So the Challengers create the turnover and have a short field as they will line up now at the 11.
Coach Getman famous for going right for the end zone when he gets a turnover like that. Let's see what they do here.
Wallace in the backfield, along with Reed, the quarterback. Shields in motion to the right side. And Reed looking for a man, and it is caught.
And I
a
think
touchdown, Cascade.
I think that's Austin Waits out there for the Challengers. Finally gets his first catch of the game, and it's a touchdown.
Austin Waits had to climb the golden ladder to get a hold of that one. He does successfully, and the Challengers score.
12-yard touchdown pass from Reed to Waits.
Touchdown, Cascade Christian.
And now into attempt the point after. JT Knobloch out of the hold of Keith Reed, the quarterback. 6:13 left to go in the first half of play. I'll wait the snap. Here comes the kick. It is up. And it is good. Your score, 27-0 Challengers.
27.
We'll take a quick timeout, and then we'll be bringing more football action your way on TableRockSports.net.
Gather and memories are made. Tap Rock Northwest Grill.
I believe in the bus system. They have always been there for my wife, and I know that she feels safe.
For me, riding the bus is a norm.
Other big cities have bus systems, and everybody rides the bus.
Having RBTD, just a bus stop away from my job, from my school, from my house, allowed me to be able
at the 20 with 6:13 left to go in the half. So again, Knobloch with good depth on his kicks, making life easier for the coverage unit. And you got your Tony Romo going tonight there, Mark. You said, hey, watch him go for a TD right out of the first play from scrimmage, and sure enough.
Yeah, and finally Austin Waits gets a catch after 3 or 4 targets there where him and Keith Reed weren't quite on the same page, but a nice job that time of making a catch and reaching, stretching, and getting in the end zone.
Yeah.
On first down.
No, that's Setzer running.
Setzer carrying the football. And we've got Brody Sample in there for the Challengers. Also in that pile, looks like we have Austin Waits
Brody
there.
Sample.
And Tyler Almacy as well. Basically just about pretty much the whole Challenger defense.
Yeah, good job by Sample coming up from that corner spot and not letting anyone outside of him. That's what he's supposed to do for the run support.
JT in at a corner now defensively for the Challengers. He's back there with Peyton Maurer, Tyler Almacy. And now Zediker.
That's the quarterback, takes it.
He's lined up as a quarterback now. Setzer's in as a running back, and unfortunately, regardless of who carries it, they're just not able to get anything out of it. It'll be a loss of yardage on the play, loss of about, we'll say, 4 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and long. So the Challengers have got this ground game of the Miners pretty well solved.
Yeah, and the Miners so far on the night, 12 carries for 3 yards total. So the Challenger defense very good against the run.
3rd and 14, out wide to the right is McEwen. Zediker rolling out to his right, looking downfield. And there almost had a nice catch there. Lucas Day unable to hold on, and it'll bring up 4th down. I think you could just tell by his reaction. It's like, he should have had that.
Yeah, he knew he should have had it. It was a good throw by Zediker that time, too. Hit him right in the numbers and just not able to hang on. So Yreka now going to have to punt the football.
So Tristan Zediker, the junior running back, will now take over the and handle the punting chores here for the 4th and 14. Kicks it away. Almacy back deep. And he'll take it at the 42. He's across the 35 to the 30. Takes it to the sideline. And he'll work it down to about the 26-yard line. Nice return by Tyler Almacy, giving the Challengers great field position with 4:27 to go in the second.
Challengers lining up on offense. Looks like Knobloch Scott's going to play one of the receivers for Cascade Christian. A few different guys getting an opportunity to play.
Wallace in the backfield along with Reed. Knobloch wide right. We also have Miner, and now we're going to got a timeout called. And we will take one as well. John L. Scott scoreboard showing Challengers up 27-0. We'll be back after this timeout.
You're a coach or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, Dwyer! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens, called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
From Job Levin Memorial Stadium in Mount Shasta, Challengers lead in this one. Reed looking deep for Knobloch.
Nice
touchdown, Challengers.
JT Knobloch Scott.
JT Knobloch. For years we joked about him being just a kicker.
Yeah.
What people don't remember, as a freshman, he was playing on the soccer team and kicking for the football team. And then
playing basketball as well.
Playing basketball. Then he got hurt playing basketball. But the extended offseason due to COVID provided him opportunity to recover. He made it back in time for football last year. And we've heard all along the kid's got the athleticism to play other positions. And now he's making the most of his opportunity on the receiving end of a touchdown pass. He'll now do the point after attempt.
Kick.
And it is good.
So 27 yards on the touchdown pass from Keith Reed to Knobloch Scott. And the Challengers put some more points on the board.
Today's game is brought to you in part by the Peak Rewards app by GP Energy. Download the app and save on morning motivation, crunch in your lunch, and fuel for your road trip at our many locations. Peak Rewards from GP Energy. I want to remind you that fall sports leagues and activities for the entire family are coming your way from the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. Watch your mailbox or visit playmedford.com for the fall activities guide. We'll have more information on the Medford Parks and Rec halftime report coming up. Challengers leading the way in this ball game, 34-0, 4:20 left to go in the first half of play. JT Knobloch been kind of busy around the last 2 or 3 plays.
Yep. Catch a touchdown pass, kicks the extra point, and now it's going to kick off.
And he'll get ready to kick it away.
Deep kick.
And once again, it'll roll right into the end zone.
Take it at their 20.
He's had good depth on
First and 10 Miners.
all of his kicks this evening. And
line driver right there.
And whatever, everything he's doing, it's working.
Yeah, line driver that kind of skipped off the grass and went right between the 2 receivers and into the end zone.
So now the Miners, they have made a change at quarterback. The last couple of series, Rance Zedeker is in at quarterback now. And Setzer, who started the game at QB, is the inside slot receiver to the right side, along with a pair of other Yreka Miners.
Zedeker back to pass.
Zedeker
right up the middle.
Finds an opening, and he decides to take off and run with it.
Dropped by number 2.
He'll get it across the 21, 22-yard line. Cole Shields with the stop for the Challengers.
He picked up about 3 yards on the quarterback scramble. Saw the opening there.
Cole Shields and number 22, Tristan Wallace.
So the Challengers looking good. And again, you're saying you're in Mount Shasta. I thought you were playing Yreka. For those of you that may not have heard that, because of the air quality in Yreka, which quickly went downhill this afternoon, they were able to move it down the road to Mount Shasta and another half hour down the way, and it's all worked out. And the air quality here has been nice tonight.
Zedeker back to pass.
Zedeker looking left. Pass complete to Setzer. And the Miners pick up first down yardage.
Yeah, about 13, 14 yards on the completion. Good throw, good catch.
That'll be first and 10 for Yreka. They'll spot the ball at the 35-yard line.
10 on the 35.
Yeah, that's the first down for the Miners in the second quarter here, as they had a good start to the game, drove the ball most of the way down the field, but didn't get any points, turned it over on downs on 4th.
Zedeker back to pass again.
Zedeker rolling out to his right, has some pressure, but the Challengers, I tell you what, that pass rush, and Challengers looked like may have had a fumble there, but was he able to hang on? And
I think they're calling him down.
But nice play defensively by Cascade Christian. They've been able to get pressure on the quarterback all throughout the evening. Right up there right now on that defensive front, you've got Bryson Cannon, along with Liam Benade and Matt Moses. And back behind them, the linebackers, Turi, wearing 78 tonight. And then Cole Shields to the linebacker spot, along with Austin Waits and Tristan Wallace. 2nd and 13. Ball at the 32. Setzer going to go ahead and take the football. And he keeps churning. Able to get a little bit of forward movement out of that. Bring it down to the 35-yard line. And 3rd down and 10.
A lot of black jerseys.
Turi there for the stop for the Challengers, or along with the rest of the defense.
Yes.
So
everywhere you go, black jerseys everywhere.
Well, those front seven, those 4 linebackers and those 3 linemen, boy, those guys are tough, and they've really shown that they've been able to shut down the run game for tonight for Yreka.
Crane rolls out.
Redeker throwing the football, overthrows his intended target. Peyton Maurer got a hand on it. defensively for Cascade. That'll bring up a 4th down.
4th down with 1:30 here to go in the half. See if they make a decision different than punting the football here.
Redeker at the sideline, just to our left. We're talking things over.
Looks like they're going to go for it here.
What do you got to lose at this point? Down 34-0.
You got to maybe see if you can get a little bit of momentum going into half.
Redeker, big quarterback. He looks like he's got to be right around about 6'2". And I guess decently into the 200s.
And tried to draw the challengers off sides and make it 4th and a little shorter, and they don't fall for it. So now maybe Yreka is going to punt after taking the timeout. We'll see what they do here.
Timeout called on the field. The Southern Oregon Sports Commission is joining the OSAA and putting out the call for officials for all high school sports. A great way to stay in the game and earn some extra money and ensure our student athletes get the chance to compete. Please contact your local officials association to learn how to get the stripes on and get in the game. And the Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon at 950 Royal Avenue in Medford have a wide range of eye care services for the entire family. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to see how Dr. Brian Mitchell and his team can keep your family's vision clearly focused. Well, I'll tell you what, the Challengers cruising along here tonight, but big test coming up next week at home as they take on Marist Catholic.
Well, and I know they wanted to make sure they got a chance to play another game before that game in preparation for that game, as they know Marist, very good team, and will be very experienced and will really give the Challengers a run for their money. Should be a very difficult, challenging game next week.
And a short snap.
It might have been low,
and
bouncing.
Redeker able to get it away.
Good minor bounce.
Ball rolls down to the 32. So the younger Zedeker able to dodge danger and get a little something for the Miners as the Challengers take over offensively with 1:24 left to go in the first half of play.
Yeah, we'll see what they do here. I would hope that, maybe they're just going to run the football and go into half, but let's see what they do.
Wallace will be in the backfield along with Keith Reed. Split out wide to the left is Brody Sample. Reed takes the snap. Short drop. And Brody Sample unable to hold on. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, good throw that time. But just Brody wanted to run up the field with it before he caught it.
These things that tend to work themselves out as the season progresses. Challengers with trip receivers out to the right side. Reed rolling out to his right. And he throws it. And the receivers have done him no favors tonight.
That one a little bit behind his intended receiver.
Yeah.
Almacy, but
got a hand on it, though.
He did get a hand on it. Probably could have been caught, but wasn't. Brings up 3rd and long now.
Going to bring up 3rd and 10. Still early in the year.
Yep, you're going to see those kind of things. Receivers and quarterbacks not quite on the same page yet.
3rd and 10 at the 33 of the Challengers. Reed
takes the handoff, throws in the flat.
He'll throw it out. Catch made. That's Shields with the catch. And he looks like he'll be just short of the 40-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down and short.
Yeah, about 7 yards on the game. 4th and 3. Challengers look like they're going to go for it here.
4th and 3. Sample, Peyton Maurer, and Shields. They're the trip receivers over on the left side. They'll hand the football off, and the Challengers first down yardage and more out across midfield to the 40, down to the 33. And a nice pickup. Timely run made by Tristan Wallace.
Tristan Wallace with a nice run big hole up the middle as he picks up good yardage.
That'll move the football down to the 35.
25 yards and a Challenger first down.
Murray with a stop for Yreka. A near interception. Reading the play and almost taking it away.
Number 10.
That is Anthony Rhodes.
Boy, that would have been a pick six if he hangs on to that.
Yeah, he had nothing but the green grass of home in front of him. Well, Challengers will bring up a second down and 10. Ball at the 35 of Yreka. Reed with trips to his left. Now it's Shields in motion to the right side.
Reed,
a little trouble with the snap,
drugged down.
But he's going to go ahead and try to uncork it, looking downfield for it. Looking in the direction of Austin Waits.
Yeah, Yreka doing a good job of getting some pressure on Keith right there. The snap was a little bit off to his right, and by the time he collected it, there was a Yreka guy right on top of him. He was able to get rid of that one and save a sack at least. So 3rd and 10 now for Cascade. Offense still looks a little out of sync, I think, so far.
Reed. Out of the gun, looking downfield.
Just too high.
He had a tall man down there. That looks like Reese Barney, the intended target, but
threw it over his head.
Barney at 6'4", and that pass more at about, shall we say, 6'8".
Looks like Knobloch Scott's going to come in and attempt a field goal. This would be a 52-yarder.
He's got the leg for it. And in a game like this, why not give it a shot?
Wow. Let's see if he can get it there.
31 seconds left to go on the half. Knobloch to attempt a 52-yarder.
Uh-oh.
Bad snap.
There's a bad snap now. Knobloch going to have to go ahead and take off to the sideline. And
knocked outside.
He ended up running it out of bounds.
Gage Murray.
Well, I would have liked to see him try that. Unfortunately for the Challengers, he doesn't get a kick it, and Challengers turn the ball over on downs.
Yeah, the last couple of snaps have been a little shaky
Minor is able to
for the Challengers.
Yeah, Daniel Nearing, usually pretty reliable with those snaps, actually. Haven't noticed him this year.
Possession.
Score to pass along to you from the 6A ranks, Lake Oswego leading South Medford late in the first quarter, 14-0. Miners come out. See if they can't put points on the board before halftime.
Zadiker back to
Zadiker rolling out to his right, looking downfield, and it is picked off. There with the interception is Peyton Maurer. He crosses midfield down to the 40. And we have a big hit at the 40-yard line.
Number 4. Tristan Zadiker.
Big hit there, and
Peyton Maurer takes a hit as he brings that interception back.
So that's down to about the 41-yard line. We'll take a timeout here while they tend to Maurer, and we'll be back in 60 seconds.
Looked like he might have got the wind knocked out of him.
Gather and memories are made. Tap Rock Northwest Grill.
I believe in the bus system. They have always been there for my wife, and I know that she feels safe.
For me, riding the bus is a norm.
Other big cities have bus systems, and everybody rides the bus.
Having RBTD, just a bus stop away from my job, from my school, from my house, allowed me to be able to go to college, to get my 3 degrees, and still be a mom.
under his own power, and hard hit there on the interception return. And now the Challengers with the football with 13 seconds left.
Reed back to pass.
Dropping back.
In and out of the hand.
And Sample unable to hold on. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
So it's kind of been an interesting game. Like I said, there's been passes where have been in receivers' hands. They've dropped them. There's been passes overthrown. It's been sort of a mixed bag from the offense, and we really haven't seen a good rhythm for the offense so far.
Barney into the ball game, split wide to the left. The slot on his side is Cole Shields.
Reed back
Reed
again.
Looking to throw,
6,
complete to Barney.
On the edge.
Barney gets it down to the 32-yard line. Out of bounds now with 4.5 seconds left to go. Challengers rotating. No, it looks like Knobloch's going to try. They're going to go ahead and try to see if they can't set up a kick for him.
Yep.
Yeah, this one a little closer in than what the last attempt would have been if they had been able to.
Looks like about 38. Well, excuse me, 48 yards. I don't know what's the record at Cascade for a field goal. Do you know?
I think Ethan Hoffman kicked a 49-yarder.
This one looks like it's about 48.
Here's the snap, the kick, end over end.
He got it.
It's good.
47-yard field goal.
47-yard field goal by JT Knobloch Scott. And it's halftime. The Challengers lead in the ball game 37-0. We'll take a break, and then when we return, we'll have the halftime stats for you and much more right here on Table Rock Sports.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
It's halftime down here in Mount Shasta. The Challengers and the Miners are adjusting on the fly and moving the game under better, more favorable air conditions. And they lead in this one 37-0. How about I take a moment here, Mark, to go ahead and recap the scoring from the first half. 7:41 in the first quarter. Challengers on their first possession. Keith Reed scoring on a 7-yard run. Point after by Knobloch Good to make it 7-0. Then later, Challengers, another drive, another possession, another score. Tristan Wallace scoring on a 7-yard touchdown run. Point after Good to make it 14-0. Then Keith Reed, he gets into the scoring act, throwing the football. He connects on a 4-yard TD pass to Tristan Wallace. Point after attempt, no good, and it's 20-0. Then midway through the quarter, Keith Reed with another touchdown pass. The second of 3 he would throw in the first half. He connects with Austin Waits. The point after attempt is good to make it 27-0. Then with 4:20 to go in the half, Keith Reed with a touchdown pass to JT Knobloch-Scott. Point after by Knobloch-Scott is good to make it 34-0. And then JT gets on the board in another way. He kicks a 47-yard field goal with time running out in the first half to give the Challengers their 37-0 lead. It's windy here at halftime, but no matter, we're happy to be out here calling a football game on a Friday night in September, as it should be. We'll take a quick timeout. When we return, Mark will be on hand with the halftime stats. It's the Challengers 37 on your John L. Scott scoreboard, and the Miners nothing. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
You're a coach or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guy! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens, called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
From Mount Shasta at Joe Blevins Memorial Stadium, the Challengers lead at the half, 37-0. And let's take a look at the halftime stats. Here is Mark McLemore.
Well, you know, the points on the board definitely indicate the dominance so far for the Cascade Christian Challengers. However, you know, it's been one of those games where I feel like the Challengers have had good plays. You know, they've had some short fields that have allowed them to score points. But really, as far as a total offensive rhythm, I haven't really seen that so far from them. And we'll see some of that in the statistics. First, we'll go over Yreka's stats for the first half. 4 first downs for Yreka, but if you remember right, they had 3 of those on the first drive. So it really been a tough sledding for them after that first drive. Rushing yards, 15 carries for just 6 yards for the Miners. Challenger defense, especially against the run, has been extremely good. Passing for Yreka, they had 2 different guys throwing the football, but neither one of them completing a lot. 5 for 14 for just 40 yards. They had 2 interceptions as well in that first half. So 45 yards passing, 40 yards, 6 yards, 6 yards rushing, 40 yards passing. So just 46 yards of offense in that first half for Yreka. They did have 45 yards in returns on kickoffs and for a total offense for Yreka of 91 yards in the first half. So they had 3 penalties for 25 yards. So not a lot going on for Yreka there in the first half offensively. For Cascade Christian offensively, they had 7 first downs in the first half. Rushing yards, they carried the ball 14 times for 103 yards. Most of that damage being done by sort of the two-headed monster for the Challengers of Tristan Wallace and Cole Shields. And then Keith Reed got a few runs in there as well for Cascade Christian. 14 carries, 103 for the Challengers rushing. Passing, Keith Reed, 8 for 20. So struggled, you know, we talked about it during the broadcast. A few drops out there, a few different things affecting receivers. Keith with a few overthrows, but he was just 8 for 20 in that first half for 104 yards. The Challengers had 65 yards in returns for a total offense for Cascade Christian in the first half, 272 yards. Challengers with 4 penalties for 40 yards as well. So Yreka with the 2 interceptions and the turnover on downs. Three real opportunities there that the Challengers turned into points. and then the Challengers with their own turnover on downs at one point in that first half as well. So it's been a game dominated by Cascade Christian, but I think the biggest dominance that the Challengers have shown has been on defense. They've really limited the rushing attack of the Miners as well as the passing attack.
They certainly have. One of the things that we've seen, you mentioned that 3 of the 4 first downs that the Miners had came on their opening drive, and you'll recall it was on that drive that the Miners were able to get that through the air.
Yes.
But since then, the Challenger secondary, and we can see that Cascade has rotated different defensive players into the lineup, and they've done a nice job of really shutting things down. Also credit that front 7 with putting pressure on the quarterback, which will always force mistakes. Yep. And then the ground game has been virtually non-existent for Yreka.
No, and so we've even seen some of the linebackers blitzing on a regular basis for the Challengers, coming at the snap and trying to get into the backfield, which they've done successfully. So it's been a real dominant performance, I think, by the Cascade defense.
And, of course, after they wrap this up, then they'll get ready for next week for a very big test, and this is where certainly, even though they're up 37-0, they'll want to really try to start working those bugs out, because you know that Marist Catholic, who will be coming into town, 4A team, they're going to be a tough one. They've got, actually, in terms of strength of schedule, the Challengers, they've got some big games coming up, including a game not far down the road against Springfield.
Yeah, they're not just playing the traditional league teams, because some of those league teams are not even fielding football programs this year. So they've mixed in a few other games against teams in the different divisions like Marist and Springfield. So Cascade really gonna trying to ramp up that schedule this year a little bit, and I think some of that's COVID related with some of these schools not fielding teams because they struggled last year to field teams as well. But some of it's just kind of the enthusiasm for football at certain schools seems to have dropped off a bit.
Well, and OSAA, I've seen on OSAA Today where they've talked about where there's been some programs, I believe it was at North Eugene, that they had done just about everything possible to try to put a team out there. Now, Cascade Christian's much smaller, but Cascade Christian has made the difficult decision not to field the boys' soccer team this year. Just simply barely thought they might have enough for a starting lineup, and then that all kind of fell apart at the last minute. Thankfully, there's been there are 40 guys out for football this year. Good turnout for volleyball. Good turnout for girls soccer. And then one of the things that's been kind of nice, for years and years, the Challengers have struggled to put a full cross-country team out there, but they have 10 runners this year, including a couple of girls that are doing double duty between soccer and cross-country. So it's been kind of one of those things. You kind of feel like the events of the last couple of years have really kind of thrown off the mental equilibrium of a lot of our kids right now, and we're working at trying to get that going again.
Yeah, and I think the schools that have the established programs are not having the trouble. It's some of the ones that have been struggling over the years to get a quality program together or a quality competitive team together that are struggling to keep those kids out for those sports. So hopefully that'll come back as things start to get hopefully back to normal or somewhat of normal, and we'll see how that goes forward into the next season, into basketball and baseball season.
We'll go ahead and take one final timeout, then we'll get ready for the start of the second half. Your John L. Scott scoreboard shows the Challengers leading 37-0. We'll be back after these messages.
You're a coach or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guys! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Feeling the breeze here, and we know that there's supposed to be a system coming in this weekend that's supposed to deliver a bountiful an abundant amount of rain over the weekend, and maybe this is kind of helping to usher some of that in, which...
Well, we could sure use.
Yes, that's
no doubt
for
about
sure.
that.
Now, if it just holds off for at least another couple hours, we'd really like that before we can, get this in and done with, which I'm anticipating that this will be... second half will probably go fairly quickly, as the challengers will probably look to run some time off the clock and get ready for next week.
Yeah, and the challengers, remember, deferred receiving the football in the first half, so they're going to receive here to start the second. And I think we're going to see a lot of different guys here for the challengers, both on offense and defense. Although it'll be interesting to me because maybe the challengers will want to. We're flipping ends here on the field. Even the officials are having a little trouble figuring out where people are supposed to be. So, we'll see some. We could see the starting, offense for a little bit just to see if they could get a rhythm. Maybe for a drive or two.
Right.
And I would think we're going to see a lot of different players play the last part of this football game, with the score being what it is.
Tristan Wallace, I see him at the 33-yard line.
I'm guessing him and Brody Sample, it looks like, out there going to be back deep for the challengers.
See Al Macy working his way back there.
Maybe Tristan's going to be the short guy. Yep,
yeah.
He looks like he is. And Al Macy and Brody Sample back deep. The speed guys.
That's right.
The power guy in front and the speed guys behind.
And now they deliver the football out to the field. That might be good.
Yeah, we need one of those.
And getting set to kick it away for Yreka for the Miners. That is Anthony McFall.
And challengers up close.
And here goes the kick, end over end, and it is short.
Miners.
Wallace loses the handle on it.
I think the Miners might have recovered
that. And we'll look out here. Miners anticipating a fumble recovery.
And it looks like they got it to start the second half.
McFall with a big
So
kick.
it fell to Tristan Wallace, but he had a little trouble fielding it. Ball comes loose, and here comes the Miners with the best opportunity they've had all evening to put points on the board.
Deep in Cascade territory, down at the 30.
Things are looking up for the Miners.
John Morris, senior offensive lineman, with the recovery. Looks like I think we may have Setzer back at quarterback.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Setzer.
He'll hand off on first down.
Crane.
And Crane with the football, but the Challenger defense, which has been on the money all evening long, does a good job of dropping the Miner runner for a loss.
Yeah, Cole Shields out there with a great play. Loss of 5.
So that'll bring up a second down long, moves the football back to the 35-yard line. Setzer will bring the play in from the sidelines. We saw a little bit of Rance Zedeker at quarterback in the later portion of the second quarter.
Right now he's over on the sideline with his helmet off.
So, backfield, have Tristan Zedeker back there with Setzer.
Setzer rolls.
Setzer, some pressure, and he's dropped in the backfield for a loss.
And that looks that's Tristan again. Huh? Tristan Wallace in the background.
Tristan Wallace on the stop.
Nice job by Tristan of sort of blitzing from his linebacker spot and knocking Yreka back again. Looks like about a 10-yard loss.
Getting into the ball game, seeing some action tonight. We see Zachary McKenzie Cook, senior, checking in. The defensive lineup for Cascade Christian. Third down and 26. 9:40 to go in the
Setzer
third.
rolls.
Setzer rolling
His
out
right.
to his right.
He's an open man.
Pressure. He gets it complete to
Number one,
McEwen.
Matthew McEwen.
McEwen
Nice game.
dropped by Cameron Raig to bring up 4th and 15. And ball now down at the 34-yard line. 4th and long, though. Looks like they're just going to go ahead and go for it anyway.
Well, I don't know why you wouldn't on this part of the field. 4th and 14, you're down big, and it's one of the few opportunities you've been on the Cascade side of the field. So, and to see what they can do again. I'd love to see him roll out again. He seems to. That's where they've had their most success, is when they roll the quarterback out of the pocket and look downfield.
4th and 15. Setzer, quarterback, takes the snap,
Moving.
looking left and then right.
Trying to knock the ball.
And he
Setzer
got
still
away
on his feet.
from the Challenger pass rush. And he's dragged out of bounds by Tristan Wallace.
He got away for a little bit, but the Challengers back on.
Setzer with a gutsy run.
So the Challengers will take it over on downs with 8:22 to go in the third, leading in the ball game 37-0. We had one report that the game started for South Medford late. They ran into a traffic situation on the way up north, and they're down in their ball game 14-0.
Yeah, that's never any fun to start those games late, especially when you're traveling up to Portland.
Now, we've had a little bit of an adventure here. We're not having it in the place we thought,
Yeah.
but that was only another, 30 miles down the road.
Yeah, 30 minutes down the road, and we knew early.
And
keeper
on the play, Keith Reed on that.
Dropped the football.
He dropped the football. Did he hang on?
One of the linemen fell on it, it looks
Covered
like.
by Cascade Christian, number 66.
That's Zachary McKenzie Cook, who's into the ball game.
Zachary McKenzie Cook.
He's seeing action here in the second half.
And recovers it the way that Challengers' night is gone. They've got a lot of breaks, and they get another one there. It turns into a first down.
McKenzie Cook in at a left tackle spot. Challengers with trips to the right.
Number 15
They'll hand to
hands it
Wallace. You can tell they're trying to
Yreka.
strip that football, but Wallace doing a good job of hanging on there. He'll move it across midfield down to the 46-yard line of Yreka. Clock running.
Looks like Hayden Hostler was in on that.
Challenger receivers, it's Sample out wide left. Over to the right side, we've got Almacy along with Waits and Cole Shields. Reed
Fake handoff. Out.
throws out in the flat.
Oh, wonderful tackle.
Not much happening there.
Looks like
The defense right there for
Gage Murray.
Yreka with Gage Murray in on the stop.
Yreka.
And it looks like we've got
We had a legal formation on the offense that was declined by Yreka to make it 3rd and 5.
Reed bringing the play back in from the sideline.
That was an illegal motion call. Declined by Yreka. 3rd and 5.
5:46 and counting to go in the third quarter of play. The Challengers leading in the ball game 37-0. Shields in motion to the right side.
Reed.
And they'll
hands
go ahead and
it off.
hand it off to Tristan Wallace. He crosses the 40-yard line down to the 39. He'll pick up a Challenger first down.
Hayden Hostler. Dragging Cascade Christian.
Tristan Wallace doing a good job of running the football. We talked about it at the top that we thought that he was going to be instrumental in this offense, and you're seeing it tonight. He's carried the ball for good chunks of yardage, picked up some first downs for Cascade, and they're not afraid to hand it to him even in 3rd and 5 or 6 yards as he gets a first down there.
Reed at quarterback. Motion man to the left side is
Reed hands it
Shields.
off again.
They're going to go ahead and give once again to Wallace. Wallace picks up another chunk of yardage as the Challengers pick up another first
Hostler's
down.
in again.
Another 12 yards that time by Wallace, and that offensive line is opening up some holes now for him.
Hostler making the stop for Yreka.
Challengers up to about 140 yards of rushing so far in this one.
Checking into the Yreka lineup defensively. Well, we don't have a 21 on here, but now Matt McEwen comes out of the ball game. Breed.
Handoff again.
Now for
22.
Wallace. Wallace has running room. He'll cross it and work his way down to the end zone. Touchdown, Challengers.
28 yards on the touchdown run by Wallace, and the Challengers
Tristan Wallace
are really showing that running game off here in the last few plays.
Well, not only we see nice running on the part of Wallace, but nice blocking on the top part
absolutely.
Of that offensive line.
Huge hole for Wallace. I don't think he got touched on that run.
So he dashes in for the score. And getting ready to attempt the point after, JT Knobloch. We have a man running in late. Looks like Reg will check in. The point after attempt is up, and it is good. 44-0 your score. Challengers in control. We'll be back after this timeout on Table Rock Sports.
Your daily adventure at My Circle K. Whether it's some Monday motivation to kickstart your day, adding some crunch to your lunch, or fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
At US Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less.
Right now, everyone gets $700 off any phone, new customer or not, with no trade-in or hidden fees.
We're always hard at work to make sure our state-of-the-art 5G network works for you. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
It doesn't matter how old you are. Buying supplies for a road trip should always look like an unsupervised 9-year-old was given $20. Relive those days. Live life full circle. My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
JT Knobloch kicks it down to the end zone, and the Yreka Miners stop me if you... Well, don't stop me if you've heard this before, but another nice kickoff, and the ball will be taken at the 20 by the Yreka Miners, trailing in the ball game by a score of 44-0.
Yeah, and the Challengers have done a great job so far with their kick coverage and punt coverage, and only one punt so far, but special teams for the Challengers have been stellar so far in this one, and a lot of it has to do with just Knobloch Scott kicking the ball out of the end of the end zone on the kickoffs for sure.
Takes a lot of the guesswork out of it.
Yes, it does.
Wide to the right for the Miners is McEwen.
And the Miners are looking for a football again. Seems to be a common theme.
Setzer in the backfield at quarterback.
It's early season for the football guys too, you know.
Oh, yes.
Getting those footballs into the game.
3:19 and counting to go in the third. Setzer out of the shotgun. Fires a pass, and it's caught. And it is Tristan Redeker. Zedeker makes the catch. But there with the stop for Cascade Christian is Tristan Wallace. I tell you, that Wallace kid, he thrives on contact.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he's the guy that I think if you're doing tackling drills is not the guy you want to line up opposite of.
I wouldn't want to. Loss of one on the play brings up a 2nd down and 11. Ball at the 19-yard line. Setzer in trouble. He'll move to his right.
Scramble.
Gets a little block. And he'll get out across the 20-yard line, out across down to about the 27-yard line.
Zachary Northrup.
We're laughing because they keep calling Zachary Northrup's name, and
he's up here with us.
He's up here filming with us, but he loaned his jersey to Turi, and Turi making all the plays down there, and Northrup's getting credit up here standing up on top of the roof with us.
Well, Turi and Northrup, can't you see the family resemblance?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Now, what we do have to figure out is maybe these guys, Bryson can tell us who 28 is. That's the one I've been trying to sort out throughout the night.
Gonna be a little
bit of trouble there.
It's. I think it's
and
Chris Freilich is who I think it is.
All right.
Pretty sure they told me that.
Okay. So Christopher Freilich has been wearing 28. We've been seeing him at a corner throughout the evening, and nothing but trouble there for Setzer and the Miners, and that'll bring up 4th down. It's been that kind of night for Yreka.
4th down and about 4 here. And see if the Miners can get a 1st down here.
Nice to see. It looks like we got...
It makes sense that Freilich would be out here on the corner. So that 28 makes sense to me as now that we finally got a name to go with the number.
Too busy taking selfies.
4th and 14, 35 seconds left to go
blitz.
in the third.
Setzer handles it.
Setzer, downfield, pass complete to
making something out of nothing. Nice
McEwen.
job by Logan Setzer.
And the Miners pick up a 1st down.
McEwen.
Yeah, good job by the Miners picking up the 1st down on 4th and 4 and keeps the drive alive, and maybe they can get a little momentum going here.
1st and 10. Time running out in the third.
Gets the playoff just in time.
Setzer rolling out to his right. He's got pressure coming. And he is taken down once again.
That's Freilich. Oh, no.
Knocked down by number
Tristan Wallace.
Tristan Wallace again.
Tristan Wallace.
And that will end the third quarter of play.
And
after 3, it is the Challengers 44. The Miners nothing. We'll be back after this timeout.
Gather and memories are made. Tap Rock Northwest Grill.
Here in Mount Shasta, Challengers and the Miners.
I'd like to tell everybody to go to the snack
getting
shop
ready to start the fourth quarter of play.
Night, but sadly,
Challengers
no lights are on.
In control of this game. But as you mentioned, Mark, while we see some good things out there, especially on the defensive side, Challengers still have plenty of areas for growth.
Well, that last drive was a nice job by that offensive line of opening up some big holes for Tristan Wallace to run through, and I like that. I like the opportunity to run the football a little bit. Challengers showed they could do that in that last drive very effectively. That to me was a good showing by the offense there. In their opportunity in the last drive.
So we have now a 2nd down and 7. Tristan Zedeker wearing number 4 out there. McEwen as a wide out.
Little snap.
Setzer tries to throw it, and it's almost picked off. They're trying to make a play as Cameron Regg for Cascade Christian.
Batted around a little
It'll
bit.
bring up 3rd down and 7. It was not for lack of effort.
Well, Setzer with a little bit more time than he's had on a few plays and just not able to complete that one. And a good read that time by the Challengers. It's one of those numbers that I know we keep deciding who that is, but number 8 out there with a good play.
Third and 7. Setzer
with a
looking to throw.
Looked like it was,
and he was unable to hang on to it. Ball underthrown.
Intended for Matthew McEwen. Good.
And looking for Matt McEwen. That'll bring up a 4th down and 7.
They had him open there. He just had to throw the ball to him. He had the first down. He just underthrew it. A little bit of pressure on him, though, for sure, by that Challenger front, as they've been getting on that pressure on him most of the night.
A recurring theme throughout the evening.
That'll bring up a 4th and 7 for the Miners. Need a big play.
10-17 left to go in the ball game. And it'll be Setzer rolling out to his left. He has
Setzer
pressure.
On the
and the pass.
Out of the hands.
McEwen unable to hold on.
And McEwen at the first down. Looked like he had the first down by about a yard if he hangs onto the football, but not able to. And so Yreka turns the ball over on downs.
So Cascade Christian will get it back.
Good stop.
And it looks like we may have some reserves in the ball game for Cascade. Looks like we might have Moody in at quarterback.
Looks like Moody's in at quarterback, and
JT in the ball game.
At one of the receiver spots.
Along with Reese Barney. Looks like we might have, I'm thinking that's Reg in the backfield with him.
Yeah, I think he's the one that made the play on defense a minute ago, come to think of it. Number 8, that's who we decided that was, right?
Yep. Of course, Moody from baseball's a kid you know a thing or two about.
Lefty, if he does throw the ball.
And on first down, they're going to go ahead and give it to Reg. Reg maybe picks up about a yard or so. Miners know the JV team knows a thing or two about him, as he scored 3 touchdowns last night in the JV ball game. So the Challenger reserve seeing some action here late. Got to have them ready. You never know when you might have to call on them as the season winds down.
No, and remember, you can only play 5 quarters, so or 6 quarters, I think it is actually in high school football. So you got to monitor the quarters.
Quarterback Ashton Moody.
Ashton Moody throwing the ball out in the flat. Attempt falls incomplete. Looking in the direction of Brendan Van Wart. Going to ring up a 3rd down and 9. Well, we'll see. It looks like we got Christopher Freilich in the ball game. Just when you think you've run out of Freilichs,
there's one more.
There's more.
Yeah, now that we know what number he is.
Yeah. That always helps.
That does help. This not everybody having their uniforms. I think the kids that are on this football team will remember that from now on, to always have their uniform.
Yeah, absolutely. Reg with the football. He'll run it down past the 30 all the way down to the 25. So he'll move the chains for the Challengers with 7:30 to go in the ball game.
Challengers now over 180 yards rushing on the night. So the run game definitely has been good for Cascade Christian.
First down and 10, down at the 25.
Handoff looks like
it's Reg, once again, with the football. He shakes loose of a tackler. And pushed out of bounds. He gets inside the red zone, however. Looks like he's down to about 11 or 12. The Challengers on the move here, late in the ball game.
Clock running, 6:38 to go in the 4th.
Challenger reserves in the ball game. Knobloch Scott, the slot receiver to the right, caught a touchdown pass earlier in the ball game and kicked a 47-yard field goal.
Handoff again.
Reg with the football.
Hit hard.
He'll get inside the 10-yard line, down to about the 7.
Number 60.
Give him 3 yards on the carry, and Challengers up to again, unofficially, about 198 yards rushing. So they're about to go over the 200-yard mark rushing for the night, and I think that has been something that they can be happy with, as far as being able to run the football.
Brendan Van Mort in the ball game as the inside slot receiver wearing number 34. Moody hands the ball to Reg.
Morris again.
He'll get it down to the 5.
Caleb lost a lot on that stop.
Makes it down to 3rd down. Ball spotted about the 5-yard line.
Oh, fake hand.
Moody.
He's running out to the side.
He's going to go ahead and take off and run with it.
He turned one way. The running back went the other way.
Oops.
Yep. And then he decided, well, there's a guy here. I better start running. No gain on the play. 4th down for the Challengers.
And JT Knobloch going to go ahead and kick the field goal.
Well, it's good practice for him to
yes.
take these kicks. And it might be a situation later down the road where he really needs to make one. So live kicking is always a good thing.
You bet. Keith Reed will come in to hold.
Attempt another field goal.
This one from a pretty safe distance. What that's going to be about a
23-yarder.
His kick is up.
JT.
No, he missed it. Looks like to the right. That's the tough angle from over there.
Yeah, it is. And with 4:14 left to go in the ball game, the Challengers up 44-0, but the Miners will get the football back. See if maybe they can't put some points on the board before this night is over.
Get out of the smoke. Play a football.
Table Rock Sports is excited to welcome the Thomason Hospitality Group of Grants Pass and Tap Rock Northwest Grill as a new sponsor. You can also enjoy Thomason Hospitality at Elmer's, Pita Pit, and Human Bean locations throughout Southern Oregon. For almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon. Locally owned, family-run, Bill's Glass supports our schools and communities. 4:14 left to go in the ball game after the Knobloch miss. JT 1 for 2 on the night.
Yeah, he made the long one.
Yeah.
47-yarder, I think. Nice kick by him.
First and 10 on the 20-yard line.
And that one's that the short kick at the tough angle.
Those
are sometimes hard to make.
3:59 left to go in the ball game.
Setzer.
Looking right at Setzer. Pass complete.
Zetter's got it.
Tristan Zedeker with the reception.
Spins, but
and he'll take that just past the 30-yard line out to the 31.
Mason Hoffman.
Cameron Reg with the stop for Cascade Christian.
Yreka trying to see if they can get the ball down the field here before the clock runs out. 3:27 to go, clock running. 44-0 Cascade Christian in control of this one.
Setzer with a low snap.
Short snap.
He throws it.
And Setzer throws in the direction of Crane. Pass incomplete. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. So Reagan as a safety. We also have Tyler Almacy in the secondary along with Reese Barney.
Yeah, Reese Barney out there for the Challengers.
See Ashton Moody getting some action at linebacker. Setzer rolling out to his right.
Ew.
Good pass defense by Challengers.
Almost caught by number 1.
That was Reg defensively.
Yeah, that kid, Reg, he looks very athletic, both on defense and on offense.
Got a chance to meet him today and really enjoyed that conversation with him.
Just a freshman, correct?
Yeah. Got a big freshman class by Cascade standards this year.
We're looking forward to working with some of them in basketball.
Meanwhile, it is Setzer with the football. His pass is complete to Zediker. He'll take it out to the 47-yard line.
I think that was
150 to go in the ball game. Cameron Regg making the stop for the Challengers. Regg wearing the number of Mason Hoffman this evening.
Bradley Connor taking care of his quarterback.
1st and 10. Low snap.
Though.
And the Challengers defensively, that is Zach McKenzie Cook. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and way long.
And Yreka calls timeout because that's the only way they can stop the clock right now. That's a running clock here at this point in the game, and so the only way the clock stops is by a timeout.
Folks, remember, we're guessing
2nd down now and long for the Miners.
It's great local businesses that keep the games coming for you, like Sherm's Thunderbird and Food for Less, Vista Utilities, and Travel Bedford, and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission. Live streams don't happen without our sponsor partners. I also want to thank our title sponsor, Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Superstore on Highway 62, and presenting sponsor, Siskiyou Cellular, with 7 Southern Oregon locations to serve you. And don't forget about the Peak Rewards Program app by GP Energy. Download the app and save on morning motivation, crunch in your lunch, and fuel for your road trip at their many locations. Peak Rewards from GP Energy. And we see a lot of energy off of that Challenger line. The reserves getting a chance to step up and say, hey, you know, definitely worth a longer look and for playing opportunities as the season progresses.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for these kids to get in the football game a little bit here at the end, and you know, even though it's a learning experience for them, you know, at the varsity level.
Yeah,
you play against kids that are varsity players, and it's just a good opportunity for them to get some snaps, to get some reps, and get a chance for the coaches to see them play, too, and see what kind of confidence they can have in them being out there on the field. And I think that's Jack LaValle at one of the defensive ends. He's wearing Peyton Maurer's jersey, but I think it doesn't look he's taller than Peyton and not the right body build.
Skinnier.
So I'm pretty sure it's Jack LaValle out there at one of the defensive end spots.
Dropping back is Setzer
up the middle.
And the pass is complete.
Number 1.
McEwen.
Matthew McEwen.
And it looks like it'll be 1st down. Jack LaValle. Had a chance to get to know him a little bit a couple of years ago as a 8th grader. He went out for track, and to say he's a long strider is an understatement.
No, he's a big, tall guy. Long legs.
Setzer rolling.
Setzer downfield, and it is picked off. The Challengers come up with an interception here late in the ball game.
3rd interception of the game that time. That one looked like it was I think it was Christopher Freilich with that one. I think. A little hard to tell. It's on the far side of the field.
Time running out on the ball game. Probably be able to bring this one to an end without getting away another snap. Cascade Christian, their first official ball game. They've had a chance to get out and compete a little bit. Game stopped at halftime a couple of weeks ago against LaPine, and then last week, due to COVID concerns that kept the game that would have been played with Mazama happen. But the Challengers now 1-0 on the season after defeating the Yreka Miners by a score of 44-0. We'll take a timeout, and when we return, we'll bring you your post-game show, complete with statistics and much more. right after
providing us
these
a smoke-free
messages.
environment.
Your daily adventure at My Circle K. Whether it's some Monday motivation to kickstart your day, adding some crunch to your lunch, or fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
At US Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less.
Right now, everyone gets $700 off any phone, new customer or not, with no trade-in or hidden fees.
We're always hard at work to make sure our state-of-the-art 5G network works for you. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
It doesn't matter how old you are. Buying supplies for a road trip should always look like an unsupervised 9-year-old was given $20. Relive those days. Live life full circle. My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
44-0 your final score on your John L. Scott scoreboard as the Cascade Christian Challengers taking down the Yreka Miners. For Cascade Christian, their first official game and first victory of the year. Recapping the scoring for you. First quarter, it was Keith Reed on a 7-yard touchdown run. Point after attempt by JT Knobloch good to make it a 7-0 ball game. Tristan Wallace would follow that up 3 minutes later with a 7-yard touchdown run of his own. Point after good to give Cascade Christian a 14-0 lead. Then Keith Reed throws his first of 3 touchdown passes on the night. A 4-yarder to Tristan Wallace. Point after attempt no good to make it 20-0. Then Reed would follow that up with a touchdown pass to Austin Waits, the tight end. 12-yarder. Point after attempt good to make it 27-0. Then with 4:20 left to go in the half, it was Reed connecting with JT Knobloch Scott, seeing his first action of the year at the varsity level at receiver. And Knobloch's point after attempt good to make it 34-0. Then right before the half, Knobloch connected on a 47-yard field goal to make it 37-0. Then in the second half, Challengers went into a little bit more of a conservative mode, chewing up the clock and chewing up time, and it was Tristan Wallace scoring on a 28-yard run. Point after attempt by Knobloch good to make it 44-0, which is your final score. And Mark, it looks like you've got some final stats for us.
I do. Stats for the game. First for Yreka, 8 first downs. They ran the ball 21 times for minus 12 yards. A lot of that had to do with quarterback sacks and stuff, but still, that Challenger defense against the run, very good. Passing, Yreka 11 for 27 for 107 yards and 3 interceptions. So defensively, the Challengers were on top of their game tonight. 45 yards in returns for Yreka. So for the game, Yreka with just 140 yards of total offense, only 95 yards, so just under 100 yards between the pass and the run game, the rest of it in return yards. So nice job of the Challengers holding Yreka under 100 yards of offense in this game. Penalties, Yreka had 3 penalties for 25 yards, and they just weren't able to move the football very much at all against that stout Challenger defense. For Cascade Christian for the game, 12 first downs. Rushing yards is where they did most of their damage. 25 carries for 201 yards rushing tonight for Cascade Christian. About 5 yards a carry there. So a nice job by them running the football. or over 5 yards carry, excuse me. Passing the ball was a little bit weaker, and I still think there's some improvement that the Challengers are going to need to make in the passing game if they're going to be the team they want to be. Keith Reed, 9 for 22 for just 104 yards tonight for the Challengers. No interceptions, though, for Keith, and 65 yards of returns for the Challengers for a total offense of 370 yards. They also had 4 penalties for 40 yards, and that's your stats for the night. I think the Challengers will be very happy with the run game offensively, and they have some cleanup work, I think, to do on that passing game.
And we'd like to think that that's going to come along with practice and just time on the field. And fortunately, it looks like we'll have better air quality to work with here in the very near future. Looking forward to that.
Please make sure
and
to pick up yourself.
The matchup won't get any easier next week.
It will
be against Marist Catholic, and that game is going to be a big one and a big challenge for Cascade. And we'll be bringing you that game right here on Table Rock Sports. The kickoff time scheduled for 7 o'clock. We'll start with the pregame right at about 6:50. For Mark McLemore and Jared Thomas, I'm Jim McCoy. Thank you for joining us, and have a great weekend.